Hello, investors. Welcome to Business Learnings. The goal of this channel is to provide financial information in a very lucid way, in a very easy to digest way, so that even a layman can understand. So, in this video, we'll be talking about cash flows, uh, uh, and I'll be talking about cash flows in very basic terms so that everyone can understand. Right? There is a very famous saying that goes uh, like revenue is vanity, profit is sanity, and cash is king. And it's very sad to see that a lot of retail investors, while looking into the numbers of a company, they just analyze the profit and loss statement. How much are the sales and what is the net profit. They do not look at all in the cash flow statements. This is, by the way, screener.in. Whichever company you want to screen or see the basic numbers of, you can always search for the company and arrive at that particular screen. So cash flows are very important, and this video I'm going to explain in very basic terms what it means. uh, let's say so let's say you open a tea stall, right? You spend about 20,000 rupees of money and you open a tea stall. And on the very first day of your operations on the very first day of your operations, you sell about 100 cups of tea, right? Now, what are your costs in producing that cup of tea? You must purchase milk, you must purchase chai patti. There is a cost of the cup and the LPG cylinders, gas, etc. So let's say, to produce one cup of tea, your variable cost is about 5 rupees, right? And you sell that cup of tea at 10 rupees. So what should your profit be per cup of tea? 10 minus 5 equal to 5 rupees, right? So if you sell 100 cups of tea in a day, your profit should be about 500 rupees. But that does not happen in all the scenarios. Why? I'll tell you. On that day, let's say that you sold about 80 cups of tea on cash, and rest 20 cups of tea were sold on credit, which means that about 20 there were about 20 people who said that, um, I'll pay you tomorrow, or I'll pay you the day after tomorrow. Just write it in my account and I'll pay it later, and all that. You just did not get all the cash, right? So you started your day with 500 rupees of raw materials, and at the end of the day, you had 500 rupees at the beginning of the day, of which you purchased the raw materials, and at the end of the day, you have about 800 rupees. Why? Because you sold 80 cups of tea at 10 rupees each, and rest 20 you didn't get any cash on the same day. So what is your cash holding at the end of the day? It's 800 rupees. What's your cash change position? So you have made about 300 rupees of additional cash. You have generated 300 rupees of additional cash. But when you prepare the profit and loss statement of that particular day, what numbers are you going to show? On the revenue side, you will be showing 1,000 rupees, because whenever, as per the accrual accounting principles that all the Indian listed companies, all the companies which are listed in NSE and BSE, they follow accrual principle, which means that they record revenue as soon as sales is done. And it doesn't necessarily mean that they have collected the cash, which means that you sold 100 cups of tea in principle, and that's why your revenue will be 1,000 rupees. Your costs are 500, therefore your profit will be shown as 500 rupees. But is your profit 500 rupees? The real additional cash that you are sitting on is just 300 rupees. And that's why it's very important that you compare the net profit number with the operating cash flow, right? For example, in today's scenario, your operating cash flow is about 300 rupees, right? In the tea stall example that I gave you. Now, in good companies, in in companies which have very good corporate governance, which have very strong control over its suppliers as well as customers, the cash flow numbers are typically higher than the net profit numbers. And there is a reason, because in net profit you will have to add depreciation, amortization, etc., of which I'll talk about in another videos. You also add the tax part. So let's see, for DMart, for Revenue Supermarts, let's compare that number. The net profit for Revenue Supermarts in in the year March 2021 was about 1100 rupees, and operating cash flow was 1375. In March 2020, 1280 crores of operating cash flow, and net profit about 1301 rupees. There's a slight difference, and if you compare numbers across the years, you will find that net profit is more or less than the operating cash flow, which is a very good sign. If for any company, if for any company you find that throughout the years uh, consistently, if the operating cash flow number is less than the net profit number, it means there is some issue with the business. The company is not able to do business properly. There is a lot of money stuck in inventories or in trade receivables, etc. Right? So this is a very important thing that you should look into, and I have explained in very basic terms what operating cash flow means. So if you like the video, do comment if I should make a detailed video on what are different kinds of cash flows and what exact numbers should you be looking at while analyzing a company, right? Thanks a lot for watching this far. See you in the next video. Bye.